Welcome back to the latest edition of NC Sports Weekly News. Plenty of action and drama on the water. On board and up close, the harrowing capsize of Mod 70 trimaran Vabre in a special report by senior correspondent Sébastien Destremont. From wildcards to finalists, AC34 veterans Ben Ainsley and Francesco Bruni faced off at the Argo Group Gold Cup in Bermuda. NC Sports at the PWA GP Joule in Sylt. Lucia Metzbauer meets the new world champions and the legends of windsurfing. Extreme biathlon in the Swiss Alps. Top Euro teams take on the grueling Red Bull X-Row. No cannon shot for Mini TransAt 2013 as foul weather delays the start of this pinnacle regatta for the spectacular Mini 650. NC Sports plunge into the action. What exactly does it feel like to capsize on board a 70-foot multi-hull? Well, the moment and the full drama was captured from all angles and like never before last week while on a dedicated video shoot for Mod 70 trimaran Vabre. For NC Sports, here are the exact dynamics and the causes of the accident in this original and captivating report by senior correspondent Sébastien Destremont.
An important rescue operation has been put into action on October 10 off of Belle-Île. Suffering from a back injury during the spectacular capsize of his boat, renowned skipper Jean-Pierre Dick has been airlifted to the nearby hospital. Vabre is practicing with the goal of completing the stock of images. The weather conditions are great and the trimaran is sailing at good speed in 15 to 20 knots of wind. Suddenly, a much stronger puff hits the boat and Jean-Pierre and Roland are taken by surprise. The skipper eases the mainsail urgently and Roland rushes to the jib. Standing on the edge for endless seconds, the trimaran is hesitating and could get back upright. Roland is able to protect himself, but Jean-Pierre at the helm station is catapulted and falls into the water. The trimaran has already passed the point of no return and the capsize is inevitable. The boat slowly fails on her side and turtles when the mast explodes. The helicopter arrives on the scene very quickly and Jean-Pierre is getting prepared for the liftoff. He is in shock and will remain in hospital for 2 days while his technical team brings the boat back to the shore. Just a few weeks before the start of the TransAt Jacques Vabre, this accident is a major blow for this team.
As this NC Sports edition comes to a close, no new updates have been released by the Vabre team on the likelihood of making the start line in the TransAt Jacques Vabre next November 3rd. For now, the team is happy to have both crew and boat safely into port and is evaluating the damage list. With over 5,000 nautical miles from Le Havre and this year to Itaja in Brazil, the TGV is a classic double-handed regatta for both monos and multi-hulls, bringing together the very best ocean sailing pros. It's La Route du Café, traced on ancient trade wind routes, and 45 teams will race heading west to southwest on their Class 40s, IMOCA 60-footers, multi-50s, and the large Mod 70s. NC Sports will be there. Following their respective spectacular America's Cup 34 campaigns, Ben Ainslie and Francesco Bruni were back on the tour for the Argo Group Gold Cup. And here, in front of the Royal Bermuda Yacht Club, both skippers demonstrated that it's not just about foiling and speed. Doing away with a fierce fleet and the top world title contenders, both BAR and Luna Rossa teams dominated the round robins with an even 8-1 score. Bruni dominated Phil Robinson's Kiwis on Waka Racing in 3 flights, while Ainslie used an extra match to subdue Bjorg Hansen's Fighting Swedes 3-1. No story in the semi, as Ben again did away with Team Alpari FX and Adam Minoprio, while Francesco shut the door on Taylor Canfield and the US 1 crew. On leave after a grueling season in San Francisco, both skippers had come to Barbados primarily to bring attention to the Andrew Simpson Foundation, with a substantial success. Yet surprisingly, as outsiders, they also found themselves face-to-face in the final. The first 2 flights went to the Italians, but the Brits responded by winning the next 2. An Oracle-style comeback was expected on the docks, but Luna Rossa outfoxed the BAR in the decisive last race. With a 3-2 final score, Bruni broke the spell and becomes the first Italian winner in the Argo Group Gold Cup's 76-year history.
A great final, I think, to go to 3-2. It's great for the event. Francesco and his boys sailed really, really well, and we had to fight very hard to get ourselves back into the game and take it to the final race. But I think probably the deciding factor was the starts, and Francesco did a much better job than I did in the starts today. I had a bit of a difficult day. The last race they did a nice job to push us into the light winds under the buildings. We get on so well. I think we're a great team. We're good mates. We really enjoyed being here. I mean, we're incredibly grateful to the event for helping us so much with the foundation, with Andrew Bart's foundation. And it's been a very successful week and great to be part of the final.
It's been a great week. We have been sailing very well the whole week. It's not just a final, a lucky final. We sailed very well the round robin, the quarterfinals, the semis, all won by 3-0, and then he came all to the big final against Ben Ainslie. We were up to 0, 2 match points. We were ahead on both races. We didn't went to the point. We lost 2 points in a stupid way with a couple of stupid mistakes. So it was all down to the last race, and I'm glad that we did everything perfect on that last race.
The Alpari World Match Racing Tour now sets sail for Malaysia and the Monsoon Cup in late November, the last showdown of the season. Ian Williams, Taylor Canfield, and Adam Minoprio are on a 3-way finish. Catch all the action on NC Sports. Top-class windsurfers met up in Sylt for the 2013 GP Joule World Cup, the final big bash of the year for most PWA disciplines here in Germany's cold North Sea shores. This is the classic, the place where it all started 30 years ago, and the NC Sports crew with correspondent Lucia Metzbauer was on site to catch the scene and meet up with some true legends in the sport.
Hello NC Sports fans, my name is Lucia Metzbauer and I'm here in beautiful Sylt, Germany at the GP Joule PWA World Cup. Wave slalom and freestyle, the very best men and women pros battle it out here on the North Sea in all 3 windsurfing disciplines. Let's check out the action and the results.
Sports history was once again made here in Sylt in the women's freestyle competition, as Sarah Kita-Fringa set a new perfect record on the PWA Freestyle World Tour, winning her 6th consecutive world crown. Just 22 years old, the Aruban Super Pro continues her unbeaten streak. Men's new freestyle king, Kiri Toad of Bonaire, achieved his childhood dream in Germany, defeating the top-seeded and entering a heated light wind final against the Belgian Steven Broekhoven. Toad pulled out his best planing culos and airbobs to secure the event victory and his first PWA World Championship title. In another historic sports feat, Antoine Albo, 41, reconfirmed himself as the fastest man on the slalom course, winning Silt, securing a second consecutive world title, and taking home his 7th victory over the last 8 PWA World Tours. In a battle that lasted throughout the 2013 season, the French pro icon held back two very strong young challengers, Italian Alberto Menegatti and compatriot Julien Quintel.
What makes you so strong compared to all the others?
It's a lot of training, a lot of. You have to be a lot on the water, train a lot, get the best equipment, be really good on the course because we always go on the course around the buoys and believe in it. So there's no really secret. So yeah, and you have to like it as well.
I'm here with a very special guest, with Robin Nash, a big surf legend who came back to this event here in Sylt. How do you enjoy the atmosphere?
Well, this event, the atmosphere is always fantastic. It's the biggest event in professional windsurfing and really has been for many, many, many years. And this being the 30th anniversary of the World Cup Sylt, I thought it was important to come, and show my face, even if it's just for one weekend. The weather's a little bit sketchy, it's cold, it's a little rainy, the wind is offshore, but still, the atmosphere is amazing.
Top men and women wave riders were short-handed by conditions here in Germany, but the World Championship in this PWA discipline is still ongoing and will come back next month for the JP Aloha Classic in Maui and the finals in Chile. For the complete take on this PWA Classic in Sylt, featuring full interviews with the legends of windsurfing and the best race highlights, join Lucia Messbauer backstage for the NC Sports Buzz, airing on Saturday, October 26th. Plus, don't miss Lucia's special half-hour exclusive on the 2013 GP Joule World Cup, airing on November 11th, only on Nautical Channel. With 19 kilometers of rowing and another 7 running tough cross-country while hauling their 50-kilo hauls on their shoulders, it's one of the most grueling biathlon races in the world. It's the Red Bull X-Row, a demanding and extreme challenge for world-class crews of 8 in the majestic Swiss Alps between Lakes Zug and Lucerne. Reaching superhuman levels, 5 teams from Germany, Switzerland, Holland, Italy, and Croatia pushed like mad all the way to the last leg of this 2013 edition. The final clock bears the evidence as locals of Team Swiss selection, with World Championship rower Simon Niepmann on board, closed the harrowing course in just 2 hours and 9 minutes and 30 seconds. This was no walkover, however. The competition was breathing down their necks all the way, as the German Light Bulls grabbed second place on a scant 35-second gap, and the Dutch-Italian International Light Bulls team clinched third with just a minute and 35 seconds delay. All crews completed the course within an incredible 4-minute margin. Ocean racing season was to officially kick off last weekend with the start of the single-handed classic, Mini Transat 2013. However, a deep depression off the Bay of Biscay loomed in the Atlantic, aiming to hit the fleet in the worst place, just north of the ominous Cape Finisterre. Making the right call, race director Denis Hughes and Bertrand Nardin, president of Douarnenez Races, took the safety-first decision, together with the 84 participating single-handers. Now a restart is expected during the week for Leg 1, with its 1,257 nautical miles from Douarnenez to Puerto Calero on the Canary island of Lanzarote. "6 meters and 50 centimeters of full sailing power, the Minis are the smallest yachts on the ocean racing circuit. Fostering incredible developments, the circuit is subdivided into prototypes and series classes. With awesome sail surfaces, canting keels, and the latest navigation tech, these boats are pushing the envelope on a controlled budget. It's a historically mostly French affair, with a handful of brave foreigners holding their own. 10 women will also take on this year's challenge. The Mini 650 is today considered the entry-level class for offshore single-handed regattas. Now in its 22nd year, the circuit is by tradition the cesspool for sailors seeking a pro career on the larger Class 40s or IMOCA 60s. All the action from Leg 1 of this Mini TransAt 2013 on the next NC Sports edition. Plunge into the action with NC Sports.